What would you do if you found out the Antichrist is not a legend, but a looming reality? There are signs pointing to his arrival. Are we ready to face him? Since the dawn of Christianity, he has been described as the great deceiver, the one who will manipulate hearts and minds to lead humanity into chaos. But is the image we hold of him merely a product of imagination? Or is there something deeper behind this dark figure? The Catholic Church, though cautious, offers some descriptions rooted in sacred texts and tradition. Yet, outside the realm of official theology, the legend of the Antichrist has taken on a life of its own, shaped by the fears and beliefs of each generation. Today, we'll explore not only what the Church actually teaches, but also how the legend has evolved over the centuries, and, most importantly, whether we are already witnessing signs of his presence. This is one of those topics that makes even the most skeptical glance over their shoulders. So, get ready. This journey promises to be unsettling and revealing. The Catholic Church regards the Antichrist as a central figure in its eschatological teachings. He is primarily mentioned in the letters of John, the book of Revelation, and indirectly in other passages describing the end of times. According to official doctrine, the Antichrist will be a human figure who emerges before the second coming of Christ. He will not be a demon in the flesh, but a charismatic leader who deceives the masses with false promises of redemption. The Catechism describes him as a religious impostor, someone who will offer solutions to humanity's problems in exchange for rejecting God. Here's the most intriguing detail. He won't act alone. Catholic tradition suggests he will be accompanied by supernatural signs and wonders capable of deceiving even the most devout believers. This raises a disturbing question. How can we recognize the Antichrist in a world already filled with deception? Additionally, there's ongoing theological debate. Will the Antichrist be a specific person, a system, or even an ideology? The ambiguity in the Catechism leaves this question open, inviting countless interpretations. The idea of the Antichrist as we know it didn't emerge overnight. It has been constructed layer by layer over centuries. In the early days of Christianity, the Antichrist was more of an idea than a figure. The letters of John mention the spirit of the Antichrist, suggesting something more symbolic than literal. However, the book of Revelation began to outline a more defined concept, associating the Antichrist with the beast and apocalyptic events. During the Middle Ages, the legend became more visceral. Plagues, wars, and schisms were interpreted as signs of his imminent arrival. Leaders like Emperor Nero were labeled as incarnations of the Antichrist, and anything challenging church authority was swiftly tied to this great deceiver. In the Renaissance, the idea of the Antichrist took on a more sophisticated tone. He was not just an enemy of God, but a supreme manipulator, capable of seducing the masses with words and promises. Works like Dante's Divine Comedy cemented this imagery, shaping our perception to this day. By the 20th century, the legend adapted to modern fears. Authoritarian leaders like Hitler and Stalin were seen as potential antichrists, while advances in technology introduced new anxieties. Could the Antichrist use science and surveillance as tools of control? The Bible offers some vague but unsettling signs of the Antichrist's arrival. These include wars, natural disasters, and a great apostasy, a mass rejection of faith. Today, these signs seem ubiquitous. Endless wars, climate crises, pandemics, and the increasing secularization of society have led many to believe that we are nearing the end times. And what about technology? The book of Revelation mentions the mark of the beast, without which no one can buy or sell. Some link this to modern-day chips, digital currencies, or surveillance systems that could potentially control populations. Is it an exaggerated idea? Perhaps. But for theorists, these modern advancements disturbingly echo ancient prophecies. Are we interpreting the signs correctly? Or are we merely projecting our fears onto what we don't understand? Perhaps the most unsettling question: is the Antichrist already walking among us? Throughout history, this question has surfaced during crises, wars, and social upheavals. For theologians and theorists alike, the Antichrist is unlikely to appear abruptly. Instead, he is a subtle presence, influencing power structures, faith, and society long before fully revealing himself. The Bible describes him as the supreme deceiver, someone who will captivate masses with sweet words and promises of peace. This is the real danger. He doesn't look like the villain. He looks like the hero. The Antichrist, real or symbolic, mirrors our deepest fears and weaknesses. He represents the danger of being seduced by what appears to be right, but hides sinister intentions. The Church provides clues, but not definitive answers. Perhaps because the real test is not recognizing him, but resisting his deceptions. And you? Do you believe he is a future figure? Or is he already among us, hidden in plain sight? Share your thoughts in the comments and subscribe to the channel to explore more mysteries that challenge faith and reason. See you in the next video.